All righty, folks, you probably heard there's a housing crash. You've heard that housing is doing this or that. Well, you know what? We've got a real operator. We've got somebody who has changed his business to solely focus on below the medium. You can go back and check out his playlist called Jason Pritchard. And Jason, I got to imagine with all the crash bros, this and that, that your business is suffering. You're not selling anything. Days on market are growing. It just must be a tough, tough time. You going to go back and get a real job? What's going on?
Guys, I hate to break the news to you, but everything that you're hearing on social media and, the news and just the narrative that's being pushed in general right now is not my experience, right? And I think it was important. We were talking about this right before we jumped on. I think it's important that people like you and I that are not just standing on the sidelines reporting on what they think is happening, but actually in the trenches and doing the work every single day get to, shed some light on what the reality is for us. And my reality in my market, which is Fresno and Central California, is that everything that we're doing at and below the median price point is moving, and it's moving very, very quickly. And not just retail fix and flip, but also the investor appetite has picked up significantly, right?
Changed,
and that's
right?
and that's and so I think you're seeing it on both ends of it, because we work with both type of clients. We do a lot of wholesale stuff, so we're selling to other investors, and then we also do a lot of turnkey ready-made products for owner occupants, and everything across the board is moving quickly. So I know we'll jump into a couple deals that we're doing and talk about that. But yeah, it's been really, really fun last couple months. So yeah,
I bet it has. And let's just remind folks again, we tell you what's really going on. You can go back and check out Jason's videos from December and maybe the first or second week of January. It was different, right? I think in one of those videos we talked about two properties where together I think you were having a $60,000 loss. And then we talked about kind of first part of February, the market's changed, and anything you had left over, like you had some stuff aging, had no offers, no visits, and it just started flying off the shelf.
I really pride myself, both of us do, on being authentic and sharing our authentic journey. And if we're winning, we're going to share our wins. And if we're losing, I'm going to tell you what's going on with that too. And it was not, like right now we're saying it was fun. It was not fun November, December, January for me. You know what I mean? We had a lot of stale inventory. We had a lot of stuff that was just sitting with days on market creeping, no offers coming in. We had projects that we took haircuts on. And we noticed there was a very noticeable shift that happened sometime around early Feb when we saw rates start coming back down a little bit.
Yeah.
And literally within almost 2 weeks, everything that we had listed, we had accepted offers on at or right around asking, right?
Yep.
And since then, it has been in this price point specifically, guys. So I want to stress the importance of this. In this price point, our price point at or below the median is right around 350 to 375. It fluctuates a little bit, but in Fresno County, that's about the median price point. Anything that we're buying, fixing and selling at or around or below that price point is now just moving very quickly. It's
crazy.
Not the feeding frenzy that it was like COVID with 20 offers over asking, but we're getting multiple offers slightly over asking. Appraisal gaps we're starting to see again. We had an offer that we accepted a couple weeks ago on a property that was a hot commodity that came in significantly over asking with a big appraisal gap. So we're starting to see a lot of that stuff, guys. And so you guys need to know that. And so if you're waiting around for some bottom to fall out, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen, depending on the market that you're in. It's definitely don't foresee it happening in my market. That's for sure.
Well, let's just talk about above the median. Because again, I do think there's parts of the market, if you happen to be lucky to be shopping there, specifically 2X. So if the median, let's call it 400 for easy math, we put it at 800.
Yep.
So in Fresno, certainly anything over $1 million you can call luxury.
Yep.
That stuff is sitting, unless it's like an Uber specific, maybe on the bluffs or something. But again, luxury properties are sitting. Days on market are expanding. Is that fair?
Yes, that's fair. You have, in order for your luxury product to move, there's got to be some very, very unique characteristics. It's got to be a gem, top of the top in the best neighborhood, a lot of cool things going on where there's just not, if it's like kind of like your cookie cutter semi-custom home that you've got an inflated price on where you can go pick and choose. The buyers at that price point are so particular. They have the ability to be patient too, a lot of times that we see. And I think that's something where they can go in and they can say, well, I don't know, they can really pick apart the property. And if it's not perfect and doesn't check almost every single box, they have the time and the money to be patient, right? Whereas below the median, there's literally no inventory, like under sub $300,000. Like, and we have a lot of stuff that we buy, fix, and sell under that price point. That's even a little bit further below the median. There's literally nothing. And the buyer pool is so much bigger. It's simple economics, guys. So you want to be operating in a pool where there's pent up demand and very little supply, right? And so that's where we shifted our business to. And we just focused on that. And that's where we're operating right now. And we are going to have one of our biggest months ever in April. This April is going to be a banner month for us. And we've had some big months over the last few years. And so,
well, let's tease the audience. What is a month like? Talk about a couple of deals that'll go down this month for you.
We talking about we talked about investor buyers, right? Coming back off the sidelines. We had a property that we purchased that sustained some fire damage. And we were able to buy it, spend a few bucks cleaning it out, and in 15 days sold it for $100,000 net profit. 100,000 grand. Yes, net. Yeah. We have another property like that. We have probably $70,000 in assignment fees closing this month, and then we've got another $250,000 to $300,000 in profits coming from deals that are flips, like projects that we've bought and sold. Yeah. So, I mean, we're looking, when you do all the math on that, somewhere in the neighborhood of 350 to 400 cumulatively when that's all done. So for me, that's a massive month. It's a great way to bounce back.
For you, it's a massive month. Yeah. I think for most people, that's a massive year.
Yeah, no, man. And so especially having, even though last month was a net positive for us, that was the month that we swallowed those losses. So to come back this month and bounce back for that, it's not just, I mean, obviously the financial component of that is nice, but mentally it's just such a huge boost for me. It's a huge boost for the team. Like right now, my team and we're operating with like all of this momentum and this swagger, which is really important. Momentum is really, really important in this business. And once you catch a wave, you've got to ride it. And so it feels really good riding it into the summer months where, we feel like it's getting hot and heavy already. So we're going to keep going, man.
Yeah. And again, I think that's really important because if people have been paying attention on this channel, you changed your business. I want to call it September. Maybe it was August of last year. You were exiting $1 million flip or right around $1 million.
Yeah.
$999 or something.
And we could start seeing the writing on the wall even before that, frankly, right? I think for us, we made some buys like in April. And that was 2022. We made some purchases in April. Well, we ran our numbers correctly. Like I based it. We always buy below market value. So we weren't being overly aggressive for what the market was at that time. But I really felt kind of a shift happen for us April, May, where the rates had already started to jump up. We felt this kind of like really kind of silence in the market when it came from buyer demand. And that's when I started thinking, I was like, okay, we need to stop right now. We need to like reevaluate what we're doing. We were fortunate that we were in escrow to sell a couple of the higher end things kind of going into that period that you're talking about, late summer, early fall. Those things closed, which obviously worked out very well for us because it would have been even more painful than it was to have to put those back on the market. But we made a concerted shift after that point. And I think we talked about it. You always talk about receipts, man, and you can go back and go back to any of the videos that you and I were talking about in this time frame. And we were having this discussion in real time. You know what I mean? Like talking about here's the strategy, here's the pivot that we need to make, here's what's going on. And, you could see kind of the gears cranking in my head in some of these videos back then when we were talking about it. And now we're, whatever it is, 6-7 months down the road, we pivoted and things are working out well for us, man.
Yeah. So folks, if you guys don't know, Jason's going to be one of my 3 experts for our Sunday event. This Sunday.
Very excited for that. Yeah.
You're going to come on. You're going to talk to up to 100 people. There is a maximum size. They're going to be able to ask you questions. No PowerPoint. What's going on? There'll be a quick 5-minute intro. And then we're just going to get into it. If you don't ask Jason about leaving his tech job, W-2, going all in, talk about how he's grown from an investor to an agent to running teams to a big business, how he has a $400K month and he's like, it was okay. You're missing out. He's giving you an hour of his time. And if you don't come and ask him questions, I don't know what you're doing.
I'm really excited for that, and I feel like I love doing I love interacting like that, because I feel like there's so many things that we've learned over the years, and I know you and I are very passionate about transferring the skills that we've learned to as many people as we can, right? And that's one of our missions with our business and our social media and all the things that we're doing. And that type of environment right there that you're talking about for the event on Sunday is something that I thrive in. And guys, I encourage you not only to join, but to pepper me with as many questions as I can, because I'm a believer that there are no secrets. There's nothing proprietary that I'm doing. And so I'm not going to give you just the surface level answer and then, you have to go find out the rest. Like, I give you access to everything that we're doing. We'll pull the entire curtain back for what we're doing. I'll get as deep or as wide as you want me on any questions that you have. So yeah, I really encourage you guys Sunday to join this thing, because it's going to be a lot of value, man, not just for me, but from the other speakers as well. So it should be really cool.
Yeah. So what we're going to have on Sunday is you're going to start off at 8 o'clock with a top 1% agent in the country, not city, not state, country, Beth Traverso, who's also an investor, house hacked when she was waitressing. Jason Pritchard left W2. He's here. Also, if you're going to come and ask Jason questions, do me a favor, go back and check his playlist out. Look at some of those receipts so you can come in and really ask deep and informed questions. And of course, cleanup on Sunday will be Ty, who's got 30 years investing,
Nice.
has been around since creative financing was kind of born. So we're going to get to go deep into that area. Jason, you are amazing. Where can people find you? And please plug your website, because I can't believe you give so much away for free.
Yeah. We've put a lot of time and effort into building out this website over the last years, guys. And it's a resource designed for you and your audience and the people that follow me. And so you guys can connect with me at jasonpritchard.com. And if you just sign up for the site, every single resource that we have in our company and our business is available for you for free to download. So all the contracts that we use, all the documents that we use with our private lenders, all the systems that we use for marketing, lead generation, all that stuff is there. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out. I mean, we have a phone number up on the website, and somebody from your channel actually called, and I answered, and they were all, "Is this Jason?" They couldn't believe that it was actually me answering the phone. They thought it was going to be like somebody from the Philippines or something like that, man. So yeah, it was funny, man. Yeah. So yeah, I encourage you guys. I love interacting with your audience. If you guys reach out to me, just, feel free to message me. And if I can be a resource, please let me know.
Yeah, folks, do me a favor. Send Jason a note on Instagram. Just thank him for his time. He comes back every other week. He's going to be with us on Sunday. This channel would not exist without experts and givers like Jason. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
Thanks, man.